What's up, everybody? So, maybe more than a year ago, I had stated that antinatalism, or this belief that having kids is immoral, is nothing but a logical progression, an extension of veganism. Now, while I've explained that in detail in the past, I figured it would be a good time to revisit this topic because poor little Alex O'Connor is allegedly just waking up to this reality, right? This someone that people hold to be some kind of genius philosopher is still supposedly grasping with this obvious and irrefutable fact. Check it out.
Fascinating and interesting and challenging as well. So without saying anything more, I now present to you Professor David Benatar. So I'm joined now by Professor David Benatar. Professor Benatar, thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Nice to be with you.
It's great to have you. You've been one of the most requested guests that I've had, and I think part of the reasons for that is because about a year ago I went vegan, and since then I've become something of a vegan advocate on my channel. And for some reason, once I started talking about veganism, all of a sudden I was getting all of these requests to talk about antinatalism. Now, I've spoken a lot.
You think the people that asked them to have Pat Benatar to have Benatar on, you think they would preface their conversation or question to him by saying, "I am vegan"? I don't know. And if they did, how did he not see the connection? So he seems to be, in my opinion, dishonest here. He seems to understand that veganism leads to antinatalism, but is trying to paint it, this is just my opinion, as if he were just waking up to this fact. But this is what he did with veganism. As I predicted in the past that he would become vegan because he was grasping with this idea, I predict now, as I already did in another video, that he will soon fully embrace antinatalism because he is once again grasping with the idea, right? This is the best way to sell people something you want to sell them. First, be resistant to it, try to debunk it, argue against it, but then eventually succumb to the power of the argument because it's just true and irrefutable, and everybody else must follow. This is basically the tactic with this con man.
About suffering and pleasure-based morality before, but for some reason specifically talking about veganism brought up the question of antinatalism. I don't know if you have any opinion on why that might be, why the two are seen as connected.
I think there are lots of interesting connections. Some people think there's an entailment between the two.
Yes, there is an entailment. Antinatalism follows from veganism. It's the logical progression because, quite frankly, veganism also states that it's immoral to bring animals into existence for whatever reason, right? While at the same time holding that there is no relevant moral difference between people and animals. So if P is that, or P1, Proposition 1 is that you shouldn't bring new animals into this world, you shouldn't breed them into existence. And Proposition 2, P2, is that there is no relevant moral difference between people and animals. However implicit this proposition, it's there. The conclusion, C, has to be bringing human beings into existence is also immoral. Very logical, very progressive, impossible to deny. Now, Alex will struggle with this idea, and he still somehow wants to hold that humans and animals are different. But as I asked him in another video, name the trait, Alex, that humans do have, that animals do not possess, that makes us morally better, if you will, than animals, higher on the moral scale, having more moral value. And once you name this trait, please explain to me why I cannot use that trait to hold that we also are higher on the moral scale, moral value scale than animals, thus that allowing me to consume animals, bring them, breed them into existence and eat them, right? These are questions Alex cannot address without exposing himself as a complete and utter fraud. Okay? So if you believe, which most vegans do, these so-called ethical vegans do, that A, bringing animals, breeding them into existence is immoral, and B, that there is no relevant moral difference between humans and animals, then C, it is also immoral to bring humans into existence. And that is antinatalism. And that is why, for at least a year now, I've been telling you guys that veganism is evil, because of, if you accept this nonsensical evil ideology, there will be some consequences. One of which, antinatalism. Both of which, both veganism and antinatalism, coincidentally, all of a sudden, are oh so trendy in this new world, brave new world that we find ourselves in, where depopulation is a hot topic, and the destruction of the meat industry is playing itself out right before our eyes, right? All these various parts of this evil, satanic, whatever the hell you want to call it, brave new world order agenda, all these various parts thereof are playing themselves out more so than ever before. They are more apparent and obvious than they ever have been before, and the connection between them especially so. So you're not fooling anybody, Alex. You're just a trendy looking for content, and in my opinion, it goes a lot deeper than that, but maybe I'll talk about that in another video, seeing as all these evil men seem to be your idols. All these evil men that you are connected to, whom you think like because they were influenced, you were influenced by them, and quite frankly, perhaps, I don't know, just my opinion, also touched inappropriately by. Just my opinion. Anyway, thanks for watching, and look forward to more videos about this anti-human, evil little troll over here, who is just a complete and utter con man. Or dumb, and, you know, you can't have it both ways. I think we all agree he's not dumb. Anyway, that's my video. If you like my work, consider supporting me on PayPal and Patreon, via PayPal and on Patreon, and look forward to more videos exposing exactly where this guy's ideology comes from and why it's so evil. Alright? And just look at him, deteriorating right before our eyes. Terrible skin, super pale. You can't see it in this still, but he's got those sanpaku, hungered, vegan eyes. The kid's not well, man. Neither his body nor his brain. It is what it is. For real this time. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.